Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of Higurashi. We left off in a pretty tense spot. I think, yeah, Tomodachi just got sniped by a taser rifle? I didn't even know they had sniper rifles that tase, but okay. I guess it could also just be like a dart sort of tasing thing. And he might have fallen into the swamp. And Rika also just generally just fell. Hopefully into the swamp. I mean, it has to be, otherwise she'd be dead from like a cliff. Yeah, but let's get right into this. That's why you gotta be careful where you tase him, man. Common mountain dodgel. Tatano brushed her hair back and called out to Okanodi behind her. She sensed an apologetic sigh coming from behind, but she didn't want to turn around to see it. They're actually just trash. Give Tatano the bloodhounds instead of the mountain dogs and it would have been GG for Hinamizawa, that's all I'm saying. Even if they weren't allowed to fire their guns, Tomodachi managed to escape when he was surrounded and heavily outnumbered. And even though they tried firing wired stun guns, he was still able to dodge them like some kind of superhuman. Bro never skipped a gym day. No doubt Tatano was completely astonished herself. I mean, he could also just be dead if they tased him and he fell into a swamp. I think this is in Japan. No crocodiles, man. Yeah, Otonoji's feeling the pressure. He's embarrassed, actually. Bro should have been on the front lines. Tatano suddenly smelled like she had come up with something, and called out to stop Otonoji. Her cold smell, combined with the black uniform, reminded Otonoji of a witch, and he couldn't help but shudder. I guess she could use this to her advantage, and just make it the Watanashi murder instead of having two dead. She can just have her burning corpse dead and he disappear. Like, make it more classical. Oh, never mind. Backup plan. What is it? Cuckoo's Nobra, right? Or something. What? Oh no, new victim just dropped? Who we killing? They had prepared an insurance policy just in case Tomodachi changed his mind, but they weren't planning to use it. Oh yeah, and if he joined them instead, I guess. With that in mind, Tatano gave the order with a particularly cold-blooded expression. Otonoji silently nodded, then took a few people out of the room with him. Who are we killing, though? Hopefully it's not a main character, because this is the happy ending. Hey, this guy. Truly unlucky. Their plan's going all fucked up.
現在も捜索中だが、こちらの行方も発見できず。急ぎどう対応すべきかの命令をこうと言ってきてるぞ。
And she just ordered the search party off, so they can't even like low-key do it. Like use the search for Tomodachi as a way to also find Rika. I mean, I guess they could low-key do it, but they don't have like they can't do like massive manpower stuff. Wow. Okay, we should have read a little farther. Classic, honestly. It's crazy out here. New curse killing about to drop. And Rita got swamped.
それでは今日はここまで。委員長？
That's me.
キーツ！レイ！
I lost myself for a moment, so I was slow to react. At any rate, everyone responded goodbye in unison, so somehow my commands must have gotten through to them. I forgot to say clean up in there. Anyway, my body seriously feels heavy today. Did they find Rita? Did he just be like, oh shit, and then just went to sleep? There are so many things bothering me that just thinking about them made my head feel like it was gonna burst. Not to mention, last night was the very first time that I was truly scared to death and tasted the dark depths of despair.
ケイチ君、今日はお疲れなのかな？
Kana?
俺は元気だぞ。と言いたいところだがすまん。かなり眠い。
Even as I answered her, my eyes were fogged over and my eyelids felt heavy, plus a slight yawn leaked out immediately after saying that. I like to get a good night's sleep if at all possible, but right now it's time for club activities. If I don't put some grit into it and wake myself up, I'll be setting a bad example for everyone in the class.
大丈夫？昨日は大活躍だったからね。
Recharge
今日は
yourself,
帰って
bro.
休んだ方がいいんじゃない？
But he's really calm if they haven't found Rita yet. Hopefully told Dr. Sata at least. Hopefully informed Dr. Sata, and he can handle it. I lightly turned my head and absentmindedly gazed behind me. Rita-chan's desk was vacant today. Just as Mion said, she was absent all day today.
やっぱりリカちゃんも無理してたんだね。まだ怪我が治ってないのに、あれだけの演舞を最後までやり遂げたんだからね。疲れが抜けきらなくても当然だよ。もっとも、まさか終わった後に倒れて気を失っちゃうとまでは思ってなかったけどさ。熱出して寝込んじゃったんだよね。お家に一人ぼっちでいても大丈夫かな？
Wait, what?
まあ、心配っちゃ心配だ
Maybe
けど
they
ね。
just spread that news? Or maybe they found her, because it is better for her to disappear. Because it is fucked up with Takano's plans, right?
とはいえ、監督もおとなしく休ませてあげるのが一番の薬だって言ってたし、大丈夫でしょ。あんまり構いすぎると、かえってリカちゃんが気にしちゃうかもしれないしさ。うん、そうだよね。
Oh, woo.
なあ、ミオ。
何ケイちゃん。
あ、いや、なんでもない。
I swallowed my words and turned away from Mion, who went, question mark? As she tilted her head, then let out a sigh. After all, there is something wrong. After the performance, Rita-chan told us she wasn't that tired and she did the Wachanadashi ritual at the river with us, right? This conversation between Mion and Rena clearly didn't line up my memory of that night.
でも、
Wait,
眠そうにしているケイ
what's happening?
かいいよ。
Keiichi's mind jumbled or something?
レナの家で一緒に寝る？お布団一緒でどうかな？かな？
Excuse me, Rena, chill. He's already taken.
レナ、自分で何言ってるか分かってるか？大丈夫だよ。レナが優しく癒してあげるから。
Anyway, I seriously had no idea what was gonna happen last night. And more than that, to me, the events of the night were so unbelievable that it seriously felt like a dream. Alright, we're done to see Aftermath
リカちゃん
of falling Rika
リカちゃん
like a rock. I did my best to come to my senses as an unforeseen development appeared right before my eyes. Rita-chan just fell into the swamp? I carefully tracked my footing to make sure I wouldn't fall as well, then clung to the tree next to me, lit down with the aid of my flashlight. I could tell by the slight reflection on the surface of the water that this was rather high up. Yeah, it was like that cliff, man. Even if she landed in the water, there's no way a child falling from up there would come out unscathed.
リカちゃん
I hurried down the path leading down the mountain slope. I had to consider the possibility that I'd run into the enemies who were chasing Tomodachi-san, but Rita-chan's safety was far more important. I ran. I just kept running. A stench rose up from the depths of my throat as I exhaled, and my arms and legs were already covered in cuts from all the stones and branches I pushed against along the way. But my legs didn't stop. There's no way I could. I watched the ground at my feet with a flashlight and scraped through the forested area that could no longer be called a path, while worst-case scenarios ran through my head. What if something really did happen to Rita-chan? What, other than her falling off a cliff? Yeah, I guess she could die. I mean, yeah, he's right. It would hurt, but it wouldn't kill her. If it works like that. I don't know how swamps work. If there's like sticks, then yeah, maybe. But maybe like the mossiness of the swamp will soften the blow. I don't know. What if we lost the one and only thing we swore to protect? Even after all our strong feelings, wishes, and constant effort to open a path to that happy future, it's all for nothing? We vowed to overcome any challenges and fight the almighty enemies awaiting us. We swore we'd grab hold of that happiness together. So, if even one of us is missing, if Rita-chan isn't there, then it's not a happy future at all.
なのに
I mean, very true. Despite that, I couldn't accept that she could just fall like this. It was utterly unbelievable. So God, if you're really there, please hear my request. Please let Rita-chan be safe. I don't mind giving my life in exchange. Yeah, let's not do that. How about you make Rita-chan safe and we also stay alive? That'd be very cool. Please, God, please give Rita-chan back to us. Before long, I wasn't quite sure where I ran to get here, but somehow I managed to reach the swamp and I slowly inched closer. The surrounding area did indeed show signs of other people nearby. If I didn't know that Tomodachi-san was being chased, I probably would have disregarded it, thinking it was just an animal or something. They were probably getting away with concealing their breathing, but if they decided to change targets, they might capture me to silence me. But I had no time to be thinking of them. I resolutely stepped into the swamp in order to confirm whether Rita-chan was safe or not. Then I aimed my flashlights left and right, carefully examining anything floating on the water's surface.
リカちゃんリカちゃん大丈夫か頼む返事をしてくれ
Meep. Just a struggling meep from nowhere. Ooh, found her. The surrounding area was enveloped in tranquil silence. I couldn't even hear the faintest sound, so I focused all my attention into my ears. But there was no reply, and I couldn't see any shadows or silhouettes on the surface of the faintly shining water. My whole body was fiercely shaking, trembling with fear and despair. Hey, that can't be true? Is this truly the end? No way. It can't be. Nevertheless, nothing will ever happen if I just linger here. I should still make every possible effort, even if it may ultimately be all for naught. Excuse me, all for naught, right? As I told myself that, I came to a decision. For now, it would be best to gather additional manpower to search the swamp. So I rushed down the mountain path again. I'm certain the shack where Rita-chan and Satoto live is close to here. The festival is already over, so there's no point heading back to the shrine. I should call Mion at the Sonozaki house and call the village elders. I need to notify them right away. Run hard, bro. I kept running, and my legs felt heavy. My heart was pulsing so intensely that it felt like it was about to fly out of my chest. Just then, maybe it was because of my painfully heavy breathing, but my field of view got all distorted, and I could no longer sense the ground at my feet. I lost my balance and got thrown forward. I couldn't grab a hold of anything, so I tumbled down the slope. Nevertheless, I tried to put my feet down and reaching both my hands out toward the trunk of a tree in hopes of grabbing on. The shock of the impact ran through my entire body, but somehow I had successfully escaped my tumbling predicament. I ignored the pain, and my breathing grew more relieved as I raised my head to look down the hill. Up ahead, a small shack with a rusted roof was clearly visible in the moonlight. I was gasping for breath, but I had finally reached the shack. This is where Rika and Satoto live, a small shack on the outskirts of the Furude Shrine grounds. And there's a phone here, so I should be able to get in touch with people faster than if I had gone directly to Mion's place. Anyway, I need to contact Mion and the mayor as soon as possible so we can search the swamp together. That's all that matters. I fought off the exhaustion and fatigue to maintain consciousness as I opened the front door, went up the stairs, and entered the room. But just then, I saw something unbelievable. Somehow, it was the person I was desperately searching for until just a moment ago. It was Rika-chan. What the heck? She got up from the futon in the middle of the room and had a completely vacant look on her face. Huh, guess someone found her first. That'd be kinda... I'd be spooked, man. Meep. She meeped. She's alright. That's the proof that it's the real Rika. My astonishment gradually transformed into relief and then to joy. Without even thinking, I ran over to Rika-chan and embraced her little body. Huh? Her body is so warm. More importantly, she's not wet at all. Maybe she got rescued like a while ago. I realized that I had gotten carried away in my excitement and was holding her too tight, so I apologized while backing off. Rika-chan's body was illuminated by the moonlight entering the room. There's no scratches on her arms, and her clothes weren't dirty at all. For a moment, I thought maybe she had changed her clothes, but those are definitely the same clothes she was wearing earlier. What happened here? I examined myself once more. My clothes were muddy, my arms and legs were covered in cuts, and my body was drenched in a mix of dirt, sand, and sweat. Or at least that should have been the case. What the heck? Wait, I'm confused. And yet my clothes and skin didn't look all that dirty, and countless bloody scratches that were there earlier had suddenly vanished. Furthermore, Rita-chan didn't have a speck of dirt on her, as if she was home the whole time. What on earth is going on here?
リカちゃん本当にリカちゃんなんだよな。
他の誰かに見えるのですか?
And of course, it wasn't just her appearance, but also her manner of speaking. This was the Rita-chan I knew so well.
でもどうしてさっきまで俺たち山道を走って、そして
確かに僕はあなたと一緒に富岳を追って山に入ったのです。そこで僕は
Yeah, you fell. Suddenly, Rita-chan was craning her neck like she was trying to recall a distant memory, but the next moment her face twisted like she was in pain and she crouched down while clinging to her head. I'm guessing she got scooped up, maybe by Tomodachi or something. And she's just confused because that shit's traumatic. When I saw that, I thought that maybe she had hit her head when she fell down the cliff, so I rushed to her side.
どうしたリカちゃんやっぱりどこが痛むのか
違う急に頭の中がぐちゃぐちゃになって
リカちゃん
Get it? Because she fell in a swamp, so her head's muddy.
待ってろすぐ監督に連絡を
大丈夫なのです
As I got up to call the clinic, Rita-chan grabbed my arm and held it tight, while panting with an agonized look on her face. Then... Surely. Definitely looks like it, huh?
リカちゃん
She was sweating so hard that her veins stuck to her little forehead, but Rita-chan brought her breathing under control and gave me a reassuring smile.
本当に大丈夫か一応監督に見てもらった方が
平気ですケイチ
なんだ
After calling out my name, Rita-chan looked like she had thought of something and turned her gaze down while grabbing at the clothes on her chest. The silence continued for a while longer, and then when I noticed that wistful, sad, tear-filled look in her eyes, I was just about to open my mouth and ask her why, but that moment...
もし僕があなたは僕の味方でいてくれますか
I don't know what that means.
えいやリカちゃん何を言って
答えてくださいケイ
She
チ
did have that weird moment, like, before they started chasing after Tomodachi, when she's like, oh, the me in here, or something. But, like, I have no idea what that could be, like, a reference to. Because nothing really weird happens to Rita, I think.
僕はあなたたちの仲間の一人でいてもいいのですか
Normally, anyways.
当たり前じゃないか
Even though I was still confused, I answered her confidently.
前にも言っただろレナにミオンにシオンサトコにリカちゃんみんな俺の大切な仲間だ
Even you, Rita-chan, you know? You might not think it, but even you.
そしてみんなも絶対リカちゃんのことをそう思っているリカちゃんがレナやサトコの幸せを願ったようにさ
ケイチ
本当に無事でよかったよリカちゃんにもしものことがあったら俺はどんなに悔やんでも悔やみきれなかったどうやって無事だったのかは分かんないけど神様に祈りが通じたのかもな
そうですか。その思いがここに引き戻してくれたのかもしれないのです。
それって。
That moment, Rita-chan and I both jumped when we suddenly heard a high-pitched ringing sound. It was coming from the phone right beside me.
こんな時間に誰だ？
圭一、
It was hard to imagine who it might be, so Rita-chan and I stood there for a while wondering if we should answer. Still, I felt suspicious at the sound, as the sound continued to fill the air, so we nodded at one another, then I held my hand out to pick up the receiver and slowly moved it toward my ear.
もしもし。
赤坂です。
What's up, bro?
君は？
Already forgot me?
あ、俺前原圭一です。リカちゃん。
As soon as I heard it was Akasaka-san, I handed the phone over to Rita-chan, and then I leaned my ear in closer so I could hear what he had to say.
変わりました。もしもしなのです。
Moshi moshi.
どうしましたか？
秘匿捜査指定が発令される前に越権行為だけど君たちには報告して
Why not at this point?
たった今変死体が発見された。
Ooh.
町へと続く舗装道路
It's not Tomataki though. It's someone else. I felt all the blood in my body drain out in an instant and a chill coursed through my back. Rita-chan had predicted a murder just a little while ago. On the night of the Watanashi, a man will be killed in an inexplicable way and a woman burned corpse will be discovered in the mountains of a neighboring prefecture. And the man's name was... Rita-chan's face turned pale, and her lips trembled as she tightened her grip on the receiver. I decided to grab the phone on Rita-chan's behalf and mustered the willpower to ask Akasaka for more information.
その死体はどんな殺され方ですか？死因は？
Oh, say who it is first.
死因
It's
は
gonna be the
外
same.
傷性ショック死。
Yeah.
喉をガリガリとかきむしって
Yep.
そこからの出血多量で絶命している。死後硬直の調査はまだこれからだがおそらく殺されてまだ間もないだろう。
それで。
My throat was frozen. My voice began to tremble. Calm down, calm down, calm down.
殺されたのは誰ですか？
Who was it? Rita-chan gasped right beside me. She closed her eyes and put her hands together like she was praying for a miracle while frantically waiting for his answer.
被害者の名前は
Ooh. Cold sweat dribbled down my back. It was only for a few seconds. But for us, it felt like it went on for hours.
北条哲平。
What? Oh, that's lame. He was already dead, though. Wasn't there, like, bullet holes in him? Did they really cover that up? Huh. Does they already... Oh, maybe they didn't kill him. Maybe he actually did just faint from Takano's gunshots, and then they used him now. Okay, I mean, I guess that's the only real option. They can't really kill an important character in the good ending, right? Rip Tepe. Don't worry, one day you will find redemption. I suddenly lost all sensation in my arms. Rita-chan collapsed to the ground the moment she heard that name.
リカちゃん。
I rushed over and held a hand out to her, but Rita-chan just shook her head and muttered, "I'm alright." At any rate, it seemed that Tomotachi-san wasn't the victim, it was Tepe Hojo. But what did that mean?
赤坂さん。
What about Tomotachi? I was about to ask that, but Rita-chan... Help. Wait, what? I was about to ask that, but Rita-chan held up her little hand to stop me. I guess it was held up her little hand to stop me. When I turned to face her, Rita-chan silently pointed to her ear. Maybe she's worried the phone is wiretapped? I mean, it is. Actually, I don't know if they wiretapped it right away. I thought they did that later. But I guess it's already the Watanashi, so if it was going to be wiretapped, it would have been now, I guess. I tensed up. From now on, a single misspoken statement could prove fatal. The battle has already begun.
ところでケイチ君、
Suddenly, Atasaka-san began to speak up in a tone that unraveled the tension.
そろそろ宿に戻らないといけないんだけど、最後にさとこちゃんの様子を見てから帰ろうと思う。
Huh?
彼女
Really?
の具合はどうかな。
あ、いや、
I mean, I guess. Oh, secret message. I was gonna say that's just Tepe died, but no, he's plotting. Wouldn't it be better to check with the clinic directly instead of asking us about that? I was about to say that, but I swallowed my words because I realized that Atasaka-san was trying to convey some other message.
実は着替えてから診療所に行こうと思って、今から向かうところなんですよ。
Quick meetup.
もしよかったら、ついでにご挨拶させてもらえませんか？
ああ、それはぜひとも。
That's smart. Good
電
navigation
話で
here.
さよならよりも、会ってちゃんと話しておきたいからね。じゃあ、待ってるから。
After saying that, Atasaka hung up the phone. Just as I thought, he seemed more the type that would come here directly rather than having kids walking around at this hour of night.
リカちゃん、赤坂さん宿に帰るんだって。挨拶に行くだろ。
言わずもがななのです。
Meep.
ね。
Rika-chan had a tense look on her face as she gave me a firm nod. Then we hopped on our bikes and headed to the Irie clinic. Zoom in. Atasaka-san was waiting for us near the entrance of the clinic.
悪いね。夜遅くに。
いえ、ちょうど寝る前に里子の様子を見に行こうと思ってましたから。
それは良かった。ケイジ君、将来は公安なんてどうだい？
Ooh,
君ならきっと向いていると思うよ。
trying to recruit him early. Atasaka-san gave me a pat on the shoulder as he said that. He was probably praising me for what I said on the phone earlier, but I would have misspoken without Rika-chan's help.
そうなのです。考えていることを口に出す癖が治らないうちは、赤坂レベルに到達するのも難しいのですよ。
なるほどね。
Rika-chan and Atasaka-san were both looking at me. It seemed I spoke without even realizing it yet again. Whoops. The horrible habit.
ところで赤坂、
Caused very much
奥さんたちの方は大丈夫
confusion
なのですか？
in my earlier playthroughs or read-throughs or whatever.
ああ、大丈夫だよ。みゆきは疲れて眠ってしまったが、妻には事情をかいつまんで話しておいた。愛知の方から信頼できる刑事さんが警護役のために駆けつけてくれたし。
ありがとうございます、赤坂さん。
Should have told Tomoe to go protect her, even though it's a billion miles away. And that would tie her into this. Though maybe she's, like, I don't know the exact time, like, lineup, but maybe she's busy with her Hanada stuff right now. He was willing to give up his entire family vacation to support Rika-chan, so I was really thankful for his kindness.
むしろ、リカちゃん、君の方こそ大丈夫かい？さっき入江先生から熱を出して寝込んでいるって聞いたんだけど。
僕はお熱なんて出
I
して
wonder
い
if
ませんですよ。
Tomodachi brought Rika back, then talked to Irie about the betrayal, and now they're trying to cover up her
全然平気なのです。
her current status right now.
確かに元気そうに見えるね。でも無理はしないでくれよ。
了解なのです。
I wonder about that. Maybe it's just my imagination, but there was a strange feeling nagging at my heart. Then we entered the clinic. The coach was there dressed in plain clothes, and Oishi-san was there too for some reason. What the heck?
おや
Surprise Oishi.
こんな夜更けに子供二人で出歩いてはいけませんな。ひょっとして人目を忍ぶ道ならぬ恋ってやつですか？
Guess he hasn't heard the Mionet's teach is official, so
なんでそうなるんですか。
unconceivable.
里子のお見舞いに決まってるでしょ。
僕にも選ぶ権利があるのですよ。
Rita-chan, are you trying to comfort me or knock me down? Which is it?
まあ確かにリカさんはもう心配ないようですね。やっぱり過労からの一時的な発熱だったんでしょうな。
Rita-chan looked back at me as she heard that and dubiously tilted her head. Was Rita-chan sleeping with a fever? As far as I know, that shouldn't be the case. And she herself seemed confused when she heard Atasaka and Oishi-san express that worry. It's a cover-up. What did that mean?
ただ今晩に限っては少々自重をお願いしたいところです。何せ今宵は綿流しの番なんですからな。古出家のご当主様が若い男とお手でつないでどこかへ失踪なんてことにな
Okay,
ったら
dude.
シャレにもなりませんよ。
Even while joking, Oishi-san was still trying to give us a careful warning. He must have just finished examining the crime scene, so there's a grim, intense look in his eyes. Then Atasaka went out ahead like he was going to protect us and spoke up.
ご心配なく、私がこの後ちゃんと送りますから。それに呼んだのは私ですよ。
ほう。なんでまたこんな時間にここに？
いえ、帰る前に挨拶だけでもと思いましてね。
The smile suddenly vanished from Atasaka's face as he said that, and he silently nodded his head. When Oishi-san saw that, he furrowed his brow and very quietly whispered, "Understood," while nodding back. He seemed to find something uncanny about that exchange. The coach awkwardly got up from his seat. Yeah, they're all plotting.
そろそろ私は
They're
戻
all
ってもよろし
plotting
いでしょう
here.
か。リカさんと前原さんももう遅いですから、面会は手短にお願いしますね。特にリカさんは病み上がりなんですから、あまり無理はなさらずに。
おや、どちらに？
自宅に決まっているじゃないですか。
Ooh, we've never seen his home before.
もう検視に関しての協力は終わりましたので、帰って休ませていただきます。
入江先生、わざわざ時間外にお呼び立てして申し訳ありませんがね。少々この後もお時間を都合していただけますでしょうか。
どういうことです？
まあ今晩の先生の行動内容とか。
Okay, this is just cover. Yeah, they're doing a good job.
いろいろ
So I'm guessing they think they're under surveillance, which they probably are.
私を疑っているんですか？
Rather than not surprised, the coach furrowed his brow and made no effort to hide his unpleasant mood. Rita-chan walked up to him in that state, then grabbed his hand and looked up at him with a smile, seemingly trying to relieve him.
入江がそんな人でないことくらい僕が一番知っているのです。
Rita doesn't get the plays here.
だから
It kind of works if they don't know, because it makes it seem more
尋問を受けま
realistic.
しょうなのです。
どういうことなんですか？
Coach seemed puzzled as he gazed at Rita-chan, then at Oishi-san and Atasaka-san, and finally at me, studying our faces with a dubious expression. Well, we certainly are an unusual group.
とりあえず診察室に。なあ、その前に赤坂さん、よろしくお願いしますね。
With a nod, Atasaka-san entered the exam room and closed the door. Then, a little while later, I could see his face through the gap in the door, giving us a thumbs up and saying, "Please come inside."
それじゃあ
Checking
前
for
原
buds
さん
at
もリカ
us
さんも
in the
中へ
exam
ど
room.
うぞ。先生もお願いしますね。
大変。あなた
Okay,
た
so
ちは
Irei was not part of it. Huh.
とりあえず中に
He's
入って
getting
くださいな
recruited
ので
right
す。
now, though.
この先 入江の力が絶対に必要なのですよ。
After saying that, Rita-chan gave the coach a push on the back while heading into the exam room. He was still reluctant, but he did follow along after that push. Bam, 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 bam. The unlit exam room was an eerie sight in the dead of night. The smell of chemicals or some sort of medicine struck my nose. The uniquely cold and inorganic color of the linoleum floor dimly reflected the moonlight. I could see Satoko laying on the bed on the back of the room, still unconscious. We were sure she couldn't hear us, but we all gathered around the desk a short distance away, and the coach pulled out his chair to sit down just in case.
それで何から始めるんですか？ちなみに今晩の
Okay,
私
so-
のアリバイは
Oh, wait,
ああ、すみませんね。
never mind.
実はそれ、一番どうでもいいことなんですよ。
は？
Oishi-san put both his hands on the coach's shoulders from behind and laughed. Then he raised his head and nodded to Akasato-san.
実はさっき聞いた話なんですが、山中で焼死体が見つかったそうです。ドラム缶の中でガソリンで焼かれて黒焦げになった若い女性のね。
それが何か？
身元はまだ確認中ですが、ほぼ間違いなくその被害者は高野美代です。
まさか。
驚くのはまだ早いですよ。
We're about to drop some truth bombs on you, bro.
ここに来るまでに宿泊先のホテルに確認したのですが、どうやら富武二郎さん、今行方不明だそうですね。
そんな。
この情報は警察内の秘匿になるでしょうが、今日中に村の上の連中やあなたのお仲間にも情報が行き渡るものかと思います。お二人とも今年の綿流しのたたりを受けて
Well, what
殺
about
されて
Tepe?
しまったってね。
Well, I guess they know about it already. 3-person curse killing. The coach continued to look stunned. His lips were quivering and his eyes were open wide. It wasn't that he didn't understand what the two of them were saying, it was that he couldn't believe it.
さて、ここから先は私たちよりもリカさんからお話しいただいた方がいいですかね。どうですか、リカさん。
赤坂、
Rita-chan glanced over at Akasato-san that she wanted him to clarify something first. Akasato-san gave her a slow, powerful nod to let her know it was all right.
すまない。説明が不足していたね。私はここに来るときに5年前の話を彼にしたんだ。それがあったからこそ、鉄平の一件、そして富武さんの失踪についての情報が迅速、信用してくれて問題ないと思う。
Okay.
赤坂さんからお話は伺っておりますよ。まあ口頭無形というか、にわかには信じがたい内容ではありましたが、今晩の事件があった以上はどうやら信じざるを得な
There
い
we
よう
go.
ですね。
Fully Rita-pilled.
それに大石さんが今後協力してくれるかどうかはともかく、この人はずっとたたりにまつわる事件を追ってきた。だから彼にはできれば可能な限り話しておきたいし、聞くだけの資格があると思う。どうだろうか。
Meep.
そうですね。ちょうどいい機会かもしれないのです。
なんだかやばい話のようですね。私、もうここでおいとました方がよろしいでしょうか。確かに赤坂さんの話をちらっと聞いただけでも危険な匂いがプンプン漂ってきてましたからね。
Pun pun.
多分あなたも興味を持つと思いますのです。4年前の現場監督惨殺事件から続くたたりの真実、
Oh, we're giving them the full
知りたい
knowledge
とは
bomb.
思いませんか？
Oishi-san's expression completely changed as soon as he heard that. His mouth remained expressionless like he was trying to conceal it, but there was a sharp look in his eye that wasn't there a moment ago.
リカさん。
The coach, on the other hand, turned toward Rita-chan with a distraught look on his face. When Rita-chan saw that, she bitterly smiled and slowly shook her head.
もう黙っていても無駄なのですよ、入江。この赤坂は警視庁の公安の人間です。そしてこのひなみ沢に関してもつい最近までかなり深いところまで調べていたそうなのです。入江機関のことももちろん。
Even in the dark, I could see the coach's face turn pale as soon as he heard that.
あなたは。
自己紹介します。私は赤坂守。警視庁公安部の資料室
Dun,
第
dun,
7室に勤めています。
ちなみに東京の公安部資料室は確か内調別室並みの極秘部門ですよ。秘密警察の批判もあるような極秘の強行捜査部隊でしたっけ？
It would be pretty ridiculous for a secret department to have the word secret in their name. A real secret department would mislead the public with a completely innocuous name. And that goes for Atasata-san's department as well. Even though they were named after the reference room, they weren't mere librarians managing the records in the room.
入江所長さんでしたね。5年ほど前、私が誘拐犯たちとの乱闘で怪我をした時、お世話になりました。あの時は丁寧な治療を本当にありがとうございました。
あの時の。いえ、自分の仕事をしたまでですから。
そしてあなたには入江診療所の他に入江機関の所長という別の肩書きもある。そうですね。
それはその。
ご心配なく。私はあなたを調査に来たのでも捕まえに来たのでもあ
We're
りませ
here
ん。
to save the day.
ただ私はこのリカちゃんと5年前に約束したんです。彼女の身が危機に陥った時は必ず助けに行くって。それだけのことです。信じてください。
危機ってどういう。
そのままの意味です。リカちゃんの命が狙われている。だから私は彼女を守るためにここにやってきたのです。
Akasaka-san faintly smiled and put a hand on Rita-chan's shoulders beside him. Then Rita-chan decided to take a step toward the coach and speak up.
入江、妙な話をしますけどふざけないで聞いてほしいのです。とても真剣な話なのです。
何ですか？
まず入江、ひなみ沢症候群についてあなたの口から話してほしいのです。
リカさん。
It's too late.
富武が消され高野が姿を消しました。おそらくあなたが考えているよりも事態は残酷な方向へと進行していますのです。そしてこのまま放置すればおそらく、いえ間違いなく殺されるのはあなたなのです。
なぜ私が。
You're the fall guy.
では反対に聞きますが、もし富武が何らかの形で事件に巻き込まれいなくなったとしたら、そしてレベル5を発症して死んだ人間が地元の警察に確保されたとしたら、その責任は誰に行きますか？
The coach seemed startled as he stared at Rita-chan, then at Akasata-san and me standing behind her, and then at Oishi-san behind all of us. But he was further surprised to see that none of them showed any change in their expressions. So he turned back toward Rita-chan and spoke up.
まさか東京のことについてもこの人たち。
私はこれでも公安ですから。
There's slip. No, okay.
東京という名称はリカちゃんから聞きましたが、 存在についてはそれなりに把握していました。大石さんは私から、この前原君はリカちゃんから話を聞いたようですね。
The coach drooped his shoulders with no strength left in them. While gazing at him from above, Rita-chan grasped both of his hands and spoke.
入江、僕は入江に死んでもらいたくないのです。入江はこれまで聡子のために必死に頑張ってくれていました。その感謝を忘れたことはありませんし、きっとこの先僕が成長してからも忘れるつもりはないのです。もう一度言います。あなたはこのままだと殺されます。
Dun dun dun.
この綿流しの夜に富武と高野がいなくなり、しかも鉄平はレベル5症状を突然発症して死んだ。これをあなたは本当に偶然と思っているのですか？
リカさん。
The coach slightly raised his head to look up at Rita-chan, and seemed to finally accept what she was telling him. Then he gave her a faint smile and a vague nod, then looked at the rest of us and spoke.
わかりました。お話しします。
We're gonna end it here though, guys. It's getting a little long. Next time we will fully have a conversation with everyone and get everyone on board. And yeah, still kind of interested in how did Rika-san end up home. I still think it's Tomotachi, but like, does that really make sense? Wouldn't he? I mean, I guess he wouldn't show himself necessarily. I mean, it has to be him. Otherwise, yeah, there's no one really else. But yeah, I guess we will see you next time, maybe. Thanks for watching, and yeah, have a good day. Bye.